Good morning, everyone. I am Dr. Jocelyn May Flor A. Cadena from University of St. Lasalle, Bacolod. And may I present to you my study on the level of resiliency among Lasallian academic officers. Background of the study. School leadership demands physical, emotional, and intellectual energies. Thus, academic officers need to be resilient in coping with the demands of school leaders' work. This study aimed to determine the level of resiliency among Lasallian academic officers, especially in the years of transition. Results of the study may be used as a basis for the institution's administrators' formation program. Specifically, this sought to answer the following questions. Number one, what is the profile of the Lasallian academic officers in the following categories? A, age, B, sex, C, civil status, D, highest educational attainment, E, gross monthly income, F, length of service, and G, number of subordinates. Number two, what is the level of resiliency among Lasallian academic officers in terms of the following? A, perception of self, B, perception of future, C, structured style, D, social competence, E, family cohesion, and F, social resources. The third, number three, and the last, is there a significant relationship between the Lasallian academic officers' level of resiliency in terms of the following? A, gross monthly income, B, length of service, and C, number of subordinates. May I present to you the significant findings of the study? Table 1 shows the participants' demographic profile. A majority of the Lasallian academic officers are female, which is 62.5% of the total participants. A number of participants are middle-aged, which is 69.6%. They are mostly married, and more than half of them have doctorate degrees. Though half of the participants, which is 50%, have a monthly income within the 40,000 to 59,999 range, around 28.6% earn below 40,000. Almost half of the participants, which is 42.9%, have been employed in the university within 11 to 20 years. In particular, a majority or 57.1% of the participants have only been in their administrative position within 5 years. Being administrators, most of the participants supervise less than 10 subordinates, which is 67.8%. The results of the study revealed that in the resilience factors, the academic officer's level of resiliency on personal strength, which is on perception of self, has a total mean of 4.27, which is high. Table 3 shows that the academic officer's level of resiliency on personal strength, specifically on perception of future, has a total mean of 4.37, which is also high. The academic officer's level of resiliency on structured style is 4.37, which is also high. Academic officer's level of resiliency on social competence has a total mean of 4.14, which is high. And academic officers' level of resiliency on family cohesion has a total mean of 4.46, which is also high. Table 7 shows that the academic officer's level of resiliency on social resources has a total mean of 4.55, which is very high. And table 8 shows that the overall mean for academic officers' level of resiliency for the 6 resilience factors on personal strength, that is perception of self, personal strength on perception of future, structured style, social competence, family cohesion, and social resources has a total mean of 4.36, which is high. Table 9 reveals that the relationship between academic officers' level of resiliency and gross monthly income is not significant. And table 10 shows that the relationship between academic officers' level of resiliency and length of service, as well as number of subordinates, is not also significant. In the light of the findings, the following conclusions are formulated. A majority of the Lasallian academic officers are middle-aged adults, females, married, and doctorate degree holders. Most of them have served within term limits for 3 to 5 years as administrators, handling an ideal number of subordinates under their care and receiving a sufficient monthly salary. The Lasallian academic officers' level of resiliency is high. They are able to cope with and adjust to the demands of the institution. Hence, they are resilient. Although there is an inverse relationship between the academic officer's level of resiliency and the number of years as administrator, as well as number of subordinates, yet there is no significant relationship between the administrator's level of resiliency and gross monthly income and the aforementioned variables. Thus, regardless of gross monthly income, length of service as administrators, and number of subordinates handled, the level of resiliency among Lasallian academic officers remains high. This study recommends that the results of the study serve as an affirmation to the Lasallian academic officers of their resiliency profile and a basis for the institution to develop a resiliency program for administrators to sustain their work productivity with the demands of administrative work. With this, thank you so much for your kind attention.